Hey everybody, JD Puri here, SRS Hall of Fame Realty. I got my main man, Bhanot, my business partner, also with SRS Hall of Fame Realty. We get a lot of questions about this home buyer rescission period. It's new for all of us, but we've made it a point to know our stuff, and we just want to answer some frequently asked questions. So, Sunny, why don't you read out some of the questions that we've been getting?
Yeah, one of the questions at the beginning is if our client purchases a property with one or more buyers, do all buyers have to agree to rescind the contract?
Good question. Property's hard to come by. People are, teaming up with friends, family, just to get qualified. People may have difference of opinions. The answer is actually the government wants to make that protection clear. Any one buyer, so if there's 3 people on the contract or 4 or 2, any one buyer can actually exercise this right of rescission, and then it actually nullifies the contract. With that said, if the remaining parties did want to continue with the purchase, they would have to draft a new contract, which the seller would have to agree to, and then the first contract would be null and void.
Do sellers also have a right for rescission?
No, the legislation's only been brought in to protect buyers. If a seller were ever wanting to escape a contract, so to speak, they would need a valid subject, such as subject to the sellers finding a suitable home if they were selling and then rebuying. But it would have to be a valid subject in good faith. Couldn't be something just in there just to help them back out. The legislation, like I said, was put in place to protect buyers, just because of what we've seen in the Vancouver real estate and lower mainland real estate market over the last couple of cycles, where properties were listed on a Monday or Tuesday, open house on the weekend, and multiple offers on a Monday, Tuesday next week, with 15, 20, 30 offers, many of them subject free, no inspections, no guaranteed approvals of financing, and just a lot of stress and surprises for buyers. So this allows them to have 3 business days, which we'll address next, to back out of the contract.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. How long is the rescission period?
So the rescission period is 3 business days. For example, if an offer is written and accepted on a Monday, the rescission period starts from the next day, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and ends on Thursday at 11:59 p.m., so on the 3rd day. Like I said, weekends, so Saturdays and Sundays are not included, and holidays. Now, it's not every holiday, it's holidays that are defined in the Interpretation Act. So if you actually Googled the Interpretation Act, you would see which holidays are included, and many of them are the ones that you would think of, but it can be important.
How much does it cost for a buyer to rescind?
So it's right now it's 0.25% of the purchase price. So just for an example, if you're looking at a $1 million home, 0.25% would be $2,500. $2,500 for every million, and then you can calculate it based on that.
Well, this question I get asked a lot. What's the difference between rescinding and not being able to satisfy a subject?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Sonny. I remember when this whole thing was coming, I looked long and hard for that answer, and we kept looking, and we just wanted to make sure that, if our clients were genuinely trying to satisfy subjects, and, appraisals were coming back lower than the contract price, or, the financing just wasn't coming through, because right now with the high interest rates, people think they're approved, and pre-approvals don't mean much, because by the time they get to the actual property, lenders' policies have changed, and now they can't be approved. Home inspections are coming back really bad, or for whatever reason, property's not insurable or has issues, and so on and so forth. The answer to the question is, if you can genuinely not satisfy your subjects, you can terminate the contract, and it would not be considered a rescission, therefore no rescission fee applicable.
Okay, that makes sense. Does a rescission fee apply if someone cannot satisfy a subject, such as a mortgage?
No, exactly. We just touched on that, and so it doesn't apply. But I haven't seen this yet, but it might be conceivable that a seller may ask for proof, but I don't know if a buyer is going to be entitled to give that proof. We've asked these questions. We've asked them with lawyers. That's a bit of a gray area, to be honest. So if someone says, hey, I can't get financing, you know, I haven't seen cases where the seller says, hey, prove that you couldn't get financing. I think there's certain privacy there. So my guess is, you know, things will probably continue as they were. And if people, and this is, you know, a bit sad to say, but I think people are gonna, instead of rescinding, I think a lot of people will just say they couldn't get financing or say they weren't happy with the home inspection. And I don't think the sellers are actually very protected in terms of actually being able to question that. Where I think, and I think this is your next question, Sonny, is I think this will really apply to subject-free offers. And this is when, you know, buyers made an offer, no conditions at all. You know, they have no way to back out other than now with the rescission period, which really just means, hey, I changed my mind. I'm having cold feet. I don't want to move forward with this. I just don't want to buy this property. So I think that's where you'll see it most applicable, is in these subject-free offer situations where you know, buyers made the decision and now doesn't want to buy it. They have these 3 days, and the cost, you know, is pretty nominal, but it's also pretty substantial. You know, and it gives the sellers, I guess, some benefit in that they get compensated for that wasted time, and then the buyer would have to pay that 0.25% fee. So, you know, right now, multiple offers and subject-free offers are not as abundant as they were before. When that time does come again, because as you guys know, Vancouver market and, you know, the Lower Mainland market kind of works in cycles. So we might be a couple of years away from more subject-free offers. I really think this home buyer rescission period, if still in effect at that time, will have a big impact at that point. I don't know how impactful it'll be now.
Looks like we're going through some interesting times. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's all my questions for today.
Perfect. We'll hit you up with more. There's so many more frequently asked questions that we get. We don't want to bore you to death. We don't want to overload you with info. We'll hit you guys up with more info soon, and look forward to chatting with you. Our phone number and contact information is there below. If you ever have any questions, reach out to us. We are top agents in the industry, and we look forward to helping you out.